I'll share my screen. Let me know when you can see it. Is it visible? Okay. So in previous session, we have discussed about the introduction of Tableau and what is the important and why we use Tableau. And we also have discussed about in-memory and some of the fundamentals for Tableau and Oracle Server. So in this session, we are going to discuss about how to connect to data. So how to connect to any sample data to Excel or Oracle or any different data sources. So how to connect to that data. And as this is a drag and drop tool, so we will be operating these tools by tabs and icons. So I will tell you the importance of tabs and icons and how to use those tabs and icons in Tableau. And so the most important agenda of Tableau is to create the charts and pictures, visualizations, and everything. So we have to know which chart is right for which type of data. So to know that, so we need to know what chart is right for you. So depending on the data, we need to decide which chart to use. So I have given some of the examples for that. So these are the examples like change over time, correlation chart, and magnitude charts. So how to create this chart and what are the importance of those charts. So that we are going to discuss in this session. Okay. So whenever we open Tableau desktop, so this is the user interface that we see. So here we see the files that we want to connect to. And in the first place, you can see Tableau server, where you can connect to the Tableau server data sources. And this is the place where you can connect to multiple different varieties of files, Microsoft Excel, text file, JSON file, PDF, and there are more other files that you can connect to. And in server side, you can connect to SQL Server, MySQL, Oracle, and not only that, so you have different data sources that are available. So you can connect to ServiceNow, Tableau, and you have SAP, everything you can connect to all the most of the data sources. Okay, so this is the place where you can connect to the relevant data source or server. So when we click on more, we will be able to see the different data sources that we wanted to connect to. I'll just show you by connecting one of the Excel file. So I'll just click on this. So I'll click on assignment 1. Okay, so this is one of the basic example. So I have made this data, which has region column and country column and sales data. Hello, Himanshu. Hi. Okay, so we have started this second session. So we are discussing about that. So we have connected to one assignment, one Excel file. So we have this data with the region, country, sales, city, and postal code. So basically Tableau will identify the columns that are that we have given. So in the previous session, we have discussed about dimension and measure. So Tableau will automatically segregate and it will understand whether the column that we have provided is it a dimension or is it measure. Himanshu, can you go on mute? Yeah. So in the previous session, we have discussed about dimension and measure. No, I didn't ask any question. Yeah. Can you tell me like what is the dimension and what is the difference between dimension and a measure? Yeah, so basically dimension is a descriptive one, and measure is, which is calculated or where you can do mathematical operations. So we can do only calculations on numbers. So basically these are numbers. So whenever we send any data to the Tableau, so Tableau will identify and it will know that it is a dimension or is it a measure. So if you see, so region column, it identified as a string. That means it's a dimension and it assigned a icon called ABC. And for country, this is also a dimension, but this is a geolocation. So if you write the names in proper format, Tableau will identify that it is a country, and it will denote it with a geolocation. And if you give numbers, so if you give numbers, it will identify as a measure, and it will give you this symbol according to that. So Tableau will understand the data, like whether the data is dimension or measure, or is it a geolocation, or is it any data that is coming from dimension or measure. So that in that way it will segregate. So this is how Tableau will understand. So let me show you one more data as well. Let me just save this. Okay. So let's say if I have entered any data. So now I have country, city, and if I want to enter state details. So if I enter Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, and I'll save this file. So currently now we have region, country, sales, city, postal code, date. And now I have added a new column, which is state. So now let's go to this sheet 15, and state column is not here. And when I do a refresh, so I get this state. And if you see, it is assigned with a geolocation. Why? Because this data which I have created, so this will have some latitude and longitude. So because of that, Tableau will automatically assign geolocation for that. So what is the importance of this icon? So if I double click on this, so it will show you the location of that particular name that you have written. So what if you write different name? Let's say if you write Madhya Pradesh, if I write spelling wrong, let's say okay. So there is one more name I'll just show you. State. So Madhya Pradesh is also added. So Madhya Pradesh is also added, but Tableau is not showing Madhya Pradesh location here. Why? Because we have written like the spelling of that Madhya Pradesh is wrong. So we need to edit the location and select Madhya Pradesh manually. Yeah. So if you write the spellings correctly, so Tableau will understand that it is a geolocation, and it will understand that particular location, and it will assign longitude and latitude for that particular name that you have written. So that is the importance of this geolocation. So what if you enter some normal text data? So normal names. Ajay, Vinay, Shekhar, something like this. So these are names. So these are nothing but some text data. It will assign a string value. I'll just refresh the data. So you have this name, and yeah. So Tableau will automatically assign ABC. ABC is nothing but string value. So in that way, Tableau will identify geolocations, date. If the date is in date format, it will find it as a date. And if the names are matching with the city names, country names, and the state names, it will assign geolocation for that. So with that geolocation, we can create maps. So let's say country. So here we can see the country locations. And I want to know in which location my sales is more. So if I double click on this, so in this location, my sales value is more, like wherever the bubble size is more. So I can identify in such places, my sales value is more. And wherever it is small, I can say that the value of the sales is less. Not only with the size of the bubble, and with the color thickness also we can identify. So the thickness of the color is more, then also I can say that the sale value is more. So that is the importance of those icons. And how to create worksheets and dashboards. So to create any visualization, mainly we use worksheet. So you can see while hovering on that icon, you could see it's a new worksheet. So to create any new worksheet, you should click on this. And there is one more way you can create a new worksheet. On top also, you can click, or you can use a shortcut, Control M. By using Control M shortcut also, you can create a new sheet. And we also have dashboard, new dashboard we can create, and a new story also we can create. And here also we can create. So there are two options. So from here also you can create new worksheet, new dashboard, new story. And at the bottom right also you can create new workbook, new worksheet, and new story. So this is the workplace where we actually do the development. So there are some cards that are available. So all this we call as cards. So this is row shelf, column shelf, this is pages card, filters card, and this is marks card. So now let's talk about all these rows and columns, pages, filters. So whenever you want to see the data, so this is the workspace. So whatever you put in the rows or columns or filters or in the marks card, so you will see your visualization in this area. So if I keep name and region. So if I put if I put any column in the rows, so I will see the values in the rows. So whatever data that this column contains, that will be shown in the rows. So if you put the if you put the column in the column shelf, so you will see that columns data in the columnar format. So it depends on the requirement. How do you want to use the row shelf and column shelf? So now let's just remove this name. So this is a tabular chart. I'll just put sales. You can double click on this, or you can just drag and drop here and make it discrete. So continuous, by default, any measure value, if you put in the rows or column shelf, it will be with a green fill symbol, and it will be in continuous mode. So if you want to see the numbers directly, just need to convert into discrete mode, so that you will be able to see the sales values in numbers instead of graphs. So that is about rows and column shelf. So now let's, So this isn't pages is like you need it will be used for animation purposes. So let me just go here, put some postal code. So we can able, okay, as this has the less data, I will show you in sample superstore. I'll just pull in customer name. Okay, I'll just take region and customer name, region or subcategory. So I'll take subcategory wise sales. Okay. I'll put it in customer name and I'll just click on play. So it is showing each and every value for each and every customer. So like an animation, you can see. So it is showing for Adrian Shemi, Alan Burns. So if you want to show it like an animation, so this is the way you can show the data. So and there are some multiple options that are available. And if you want to slow down this thing, and you can slow down. Or if you want to speed it up, just click on this and play. So this is for animation purpose. If you want to show at a time for each and every customer, what is the subcategory wise sales? So in this way, you can show it. So that is the importance of pages shell. And now let's talk about filters. So I'll just give a brief about these filters. Why? Because we have a separate session for filters, only for filters. Why? Because we have so many types of filters, cascading filters, user filters, context filters, and traditional filters. So we will discuss about all these filters. So in the separate session, I will take these filters, but for now, I'll show you how to use it generally. So just drag and drop any column in the filters and show it as filter. So normally you can select whichever country you want to select. So this is a normal filter, like if you want to restrict the data to certain countries or certain regions. So to restrict the data, we use this filter shell. And marks card. So we have like to create any visual look good and to look good. So we use this marks card country. So if I want to see each and every country in a different color, just put it in a colors card. And I want to show country name on top of the each and every bubble. And I want to see the circle size based on the sum of sales. And when you hover on this, you will be able to see tooltip. So there is a box that you can see which has the information of country and sales. So if you want to add anything more, so by default it will show you whatever the columns or whatever values that you drop in, you can see the information. But I also want to add profit. We don't have profit in this. Or okay, I will add region information. Okay, so based on the country, based on the data, it will show you what is the region for that particular country. So you can also add multiple columns in this, and you can see those particular countries, names, region, sales, everything. So you can add all the information in the tool. So that, yeah. Mhm. Depending on the requirement. Sorry, I didn't get your question. What do you mean by that? Yeah, correct. Okay. So, okay, I understand your question. So let's say I have these many names in the data. So I'll just, so we will give access to the user. So he will be able to see like this. So let's say multiple value dropdown. So this will be shown in the dashboard. So if I go to any dashboard, so how do we create a dashboard is like, so let me put at a time title. Okay, so this is some how we create this, and let me put sheet 22 as well. Customer names. Okay, so this user can see it. Uh, so user will be able to see the names like this list of names, and he can type in whichever name he want to filter out like this. So even if you don't know, you can see it from here, and whichever name you want to select, you can select that. So this is the process. Like, so we will show him the names and all, and not only that, you can click on this particular names and see how this is performing across other dashboards also. So this that's how interaction works. So you can filter Aaron Hawkins in all other worksheets as well. So there are like multiple options will be available for each and every filters as well. So we will discuss that. Why? Because you need to go through all these things, so that we will be in advanced level. So these are some basic introduction classes will be there for 4 to 5 sessions. So I will tell you about all these functionalities of filters. Any other questions you have? Do you have any other questions? Okay. Okay. Suman, can you tell me how to create a sheet with a shortcut? What is the shortcut for to create a new worksheet? Yeah, we need to use Control M to create a new worksheet. Yeah, first of all, when do you want to do any, let's say you will get requirements like to create dual axis, to create bar chart. So to create that, you need to start with one single sheet. So once that bar chart is created, and you go for a new worksheet with line chart. Let's say bar chart and a line chart. So after your requirement is done, so your requirement has only two worksheets. Then you go to dashboard and you put those the worksheets which you have two worksheets you have created that you put in the dashboard, bar chart and line chart. Then you design your dashboard title and whatever filters that you want to keep. So whatever design that you want to make, you will create a dashboard for that. So then number of sheets will be decided by the requirement by your client, and dashboards also. So it depends on your requirements. So to create new worksheets, Control M is the shortcut that we need to use. Okay. Yeah. So let's go to next slide. Okay. So now we are going to discuss about what chart is right for what type of data. So visualization depends on what kind of information that we want to present. So we need to know who are the users of our dashboard. Who are the users of our dashboard? So if you are sharing some data with higher level management, CEOs and all, then you need to prepare dashboards in higher level. Like you need to show only at a higher level where you could show the information of regional. So let me show you one data. Sample superstore. We have all this information. And we have data till postal code, even till the product name. So in sample superstore, so user or the customers goes to the sample superstore and they will buy some products. So that is the lowest level. Product name is the lowest level, and highest level is the country or region. So how am I saying which is highest level and which is lowest level? So let's say if I have data like country and the state, district, and city. So country is the highest level, and city is the lowest. I mean, in the sense, lowest granularity. So countries, in countries will have states, in state will have districts, in city, in district we will have cities. So that way it starts the higher level manager want to see the higher level information, not to the level of the lowest level. So uh, they don't want to see the lowest level of the data. So in this case, we have country, region, customer name, category, and all. Even till the product level, we have the information. So depending on the users you have. So let's say if it is at the higher level, you prepare dashboards at higher level like category, country or region. And if your users are like some analysts or some managers, so for them, they want to see granular data also. So when I say granular data, they want to see each and every product, how the sales is getting performing. Hello, Himanshu, can you go on mute? Okay, so that is depends on the users that we have. So in the same way, for every data that we have, so we need to use particular chart for that. So that we will discuss which chart is right for which type of data. So for that, we are going to discuss about this 9 different varieties of charts, change over time, correlation, deviation, distribution. All these charts we are going to discuss. So now let's go to next slide. So change over time. So if your data has date in it and you have some KPI, so we also need to discuss about KPI. KPI is nothing but key performance indicator. So with key performance indicator, we will get to know business performance. So how my business is performing, that information I will get to know with the key performance indicator. So anything which decides business performance, that is called as a KPI. Let's take sales. So with sales, I will be able to know whether I'm trending up or trending down. So how will I know that? So I'll just take an example of sales and I'll take order date. And I will convert this into month. Okay. So this is the monthly data of sample superstore, which is from now January 2020 to December 2023. So how am I performing from 2020 to 2023? So that information I will get to know with the line chart. So it started at 14,518 and it ended up for 85,175. So I can, by seeing, I can say that it is trending up, and I can also show trend line. So based on the values it started, based on the value it ended, it gives a trend line. So based on that, I can know that my business is performing good. So now I can say that with sales, I can identify whether my business is going good or bad. So sales is called as a key performance indicator, and I can say profit. And according to the requirement, based on the requirements, the key performance indicator might be different. Let's say profit margin. So if you see in the data, you don't have any profit margin. So sometimes you get requirements to create some calculations. So I will just create one calculation like profit margin. So these are some basic calculations that you need to write in Tableau. Sum of sales divided by sum of profit. So this gives me profit margin. Okay, it's already there. I'll just create a new one. Profit margin 2. So I can also region wise profit margin. So I can call profit margin also as KPI. So in our organization, so we will get requirements like how to create KPIs. So they will give you the calculations and all. So we need to perform those calculations as per our Tableau syntax. Okay, so change over time. So change over time is basically whenever you have date in your data and any KPI involved, date and measure. So whenever your date, so you want to show the trend, whether I am trending up or whether I am trending down. So this is the process to create a line chart. You need to take one date. So I have taken this order date and I have taken one of the measure. So this is a process to create a line chart. So with line chart, we will get to know whether I'm trending up or trending down. And this is an additional option. So we need to right click on this and click on trend lines to show the trend. And So what kind of question does this chart answer, and how has this measure changed in the past? So you can see spikes in the data, like it is dropping down and it's going up. So that kind of changes that we can see, in which year it has dropped, and in which year we have the more sales. So that information. And what kind of question does this chart answer? So we will get to know like some of the answers, like in which year it has the more sales and in which year it has the less sales, whether we are trending up or whether we are not, whether we are going down. So that type of questions it will answer. And when did this measure change? So it has a dip in 2016, and from 2016 there is a growth and there is no uh, downfall in the sales. So how quickly has this measure changed? So all these questions will be answered in this line chart, and I have given the steps how to create this chart. So I'll give you this as an assignment. So there are 3 charts that you need to create. Hope you have installed Tableau in your system. So these are the steps. You need to drag and drop any dead dimension into columns. And after that, you need to drag and drop any measure into the rows. So you will be able to see this particular chart. After that, you need to right click on that date dimension and select this month and year. Then you will be able to see monthly and yearly information in this line chart. And now we are going to discuss about correlation. So in the name itself, we will understand that we are going to relate 2 or more measures that we want to compare. So in this particular chart, we are going to see how sales and profit is performing. At a time, we will be able to compare 2 different measures. So now let's see. I'll take sales. I'll take profit. And I want to compare it based on the subcategory. Yeah. So at a time, I will be able to see performance of sales and profit. So in some cases, if the sales is more, profit is less. In some cases, the profit is less, sales is more. So that depends. So in this way, I can compare my sales and profit. And if I take some other different one. Yeah, in this case, most of the, so if sales is increasing, profit is also increasing. If sales is decreasing, profit is also decreasing in most of the regions. So there is a pattern for the data. So that we can understand by creating visualizations. So in case of other one subcategory that we have taken, so there is no pattern at all. Few subcategories have high profit and high sales. Few have very less profit and high sales. So there is no pattern at all for this subcategory. But for region, if you see, yeah. So if the sales is more, profit is also more. Here also it is $94,000 and sales is $691,000. In case of this, $110,000 and $739,000. So if the sales is increasing, profit is also increasing. So we need to understand the pattern of the data. So how is the pattern? So if one measure is increasing, other measure is increasing or decreasing. So those type of questions will be answered using correlation charts. What kind of question does it? So we need to, like, for every chart that we create, so it has to answer few of the questions. So there should be a meaningful insight that a particular chart need to answer. So are these two measures are related? So in some dimensions, it is related. How, like where when it is increasing, the other measure is also increasing. When the other one is decreasing, same. So are some measures more related than others? How strongly related are these measures? So in case of subcategory, there is no relation at all. So it depends on each and every subcategory. But in case of region, there is a relation. If profit is increasing, sales is increasing. So same, vice versa. So that is the importance of correlation charts, where we can compare two different measures. And in the next chart, we have how to create scatter plot and correlation charts. So this is also your assignment. So first we need to keep one sales measure in the columns, and keep second measure in the rows, and keep any of the dimension in the color shelf to see the performance of that particular product across sales and profit. So now we will discuss about magnitude, and this is also called as a bar chart. So this is basically used for text values, any descriptive names that we have, even for the customer names, regions, categories. So it has to have some name or descriptive part. The columns which have descriptive or names, for in such cases we go for magnitude. So now let's see bar chart. I'll take an example of subcategory, and I will take sales. Okay, so this is a simple process to create a bar chart. So you just need to pull one dimension and one measure, and just select bar chart over here. And you can okay, we missed this slide, so I'll tell you about that slide as well. Okay, so to create this bar chart, we need to discuss about, so length of the bar decides the value of the sales. If the length of the bar is more, based on that, we can identify the value of the sale is more. So in a glance, we will get to know chase has the highest value and fasteners has the lowest value. And there are many options. So if you want to show the value on top of the bar, just click on label. So you can see value on top of the bar. And we need to discuss about each and every tab over here. So first one, if you want to go to the main page, which is whenever you open any dashboard, so this is your user interface. And this is undo. So if you want to go back one step, so you need to click on this, or you can do a redo as well. So this is an animation effect which you want to see. And to save the workbook. So this is to connect to new data source. So this is same as the one which is there in the home page. So here you could see how to connect to Tableau server, how to connect to files and to servers. In the same way, here also you will be able to see inside the worksheets, you can directly connect to any of the servers, Tableau server, or to a file, or to servers like Microsoft SQL Server. And this is to stop the updates from the backend. So whenever you connect to any Oracle server or SQL server, you can stop the updates, so that it won't take any time to fetch to take any column. So let's say if I drop anything like customer name, so it is coming in a fraction of seconds. So but Why? Because you have a very less number of records in your data, so that is coming very fast. But in real time, you will be having millions of records. When you drag something, it will take some amount of time. If you stop the updates, so it will have whatever number of records it has currently, and you can do your development work very easily. So to stop the updates from the data source, so you need to pause it. And this is to create a new worksheet or new dashboard or new story that we have discussed earlier. Okay. This is to duplicate the worksheet. Let's say I have created a correlation chart. So if I want to make a duplicate, yeah, correlation 2 is created. So I can make any other changes that I want to do it in a new sheet. And I want to remove all these dimensions and measures from the workspace. So if I want to remove all at a time, so if you click on this, it will clear the entire worksheet. Yeah. So if you want to get everything back, you click on this undo, you will get everything back. And this is to swap the rows and columns. So whichever is in column shell will go to row shell, whichever is in row shell will go to column shell. So click on this. Yeah. So sales is shifted from rows to columns, profit is shifted from columns to rows. And so this is some sample data. So now this is in chronological order or alphabetical order. It is showing you the information. And with this, we will not be able to know which has the highest value and lowest value. I mean, we need to put some efforts to identify. Let's say chairs. So you need to see which one is bigger, this one or this one. You need to compare and then you will identify. But if you do it in a sorting order, so this is descending order. So with this, you will be able to identify this chairs as the highest value and this ascending order like this. And you can use swap to shift the columns dimensions and measures. This way you can do a swap. And this is the label. So if you want to show label, the values on top of the bars, you just need to click on this. And this will be mostly used for maps. So let's go to one of the map. And let's create a new map. So I'll just take region. Okay. So if I have if I have did some zoom in, zoom out, then if I want to reset, so you just need to click on this one. So in that way, you can get the visualization as it is. If I do some zoom out, then click on this reset button. So you can see it in a normal position. So these are some cards that you want to remove from the dashboard. So let's say after doing all the development, if you don't want to see any shelf, space shelf or filter shelf or marks card, column shelf and everything. So you just need to go here and you can remove. Column shelf I want to remove. The column shelf got removed. So in this way, so we have the option to enable and disable the cards that are there. And these are some filters. So if you have filters, then Tableau will automatically show you. If you put some filters, click on show filter. So here you will be able to see that filter. But if you want to remove it again, so go to filters and click on here. So this way, if you use some cards or legends or the filters, You can go here and if you want to remove it from the workspace, you can do that. And this is presentation mode. So you can see anything in the presentation mode like this. So whenever you want to give a demo to the users, so after development, you need to put everything in the dashboard, and then you need to present it to the users. And this is to publish the dashboard to the server. So you will be having a URL. Your organization will provide you Tableau server URL. So with that URL, you will be able to publish. So then it will ask you for credentials. Then you can select particular folders, or you can select projects in the Tableau server and then publish wherever you want to. And in the coming sessions, I will show you, I will take the access of Tableau public, and I will show you how to publish in uh, Tableau public. Yeah, so these are the importance of these icons. And we also have show me button to our right side. So where you can create 18 different varieties of charts in just one click. So let me just show you. Let me take region and sales. Okay. So if I want to create a pie chart, so I can just click on a pie chart. So this is how we can create a pie chart. So this, I mean, you can hover on that particular chart and see what are the prerequisites of that particular chart that you want to create. So let's say pie chart. So to create a pie chart, we need to have one or more dimensions or one or two measures. So that is the importance of, that is the prerequisites of pie charts. So, so we have discussed about all these icons. So all this to save this button and connect to data source and all. And we have also discussed about magnitude bar chart. So within one click, I think this code crashed. Let me create a new chart. Sales subcategory. Yeah. So with bar chart, we can identify each and every category. So basically, bar chart importance is to show the categorical information. So categorical information with with the length of the bar, it identifies the sales value, or any KPIs value we can identify with the length of the bar. And we can also put a different measure for width of the bar. Okay, so width of the bar, you can identify the profit. Length of the bar, you can identify sales. So these are multiple ways you can use. You can represent or you can visualize in multiple ways depending on your requirement. Bar chart. So now I want to sort it. Yeah, I have sorted it based on the sales. And I want to color each and every subcategory in a different color. So this is the way I can identify each and every subcategory in a different way. Or I will just show you one simple calculation. If sum of sales is greater than 250,000, then good. So this is, so in most of the cases we use if else statements or case statements in Tableau. So this is one of the basic example on how to write the calculations. Else if sum of sales is greater than or less than 250,000, and sum of sales is greater than 100,000, then moderate, else bad. I'll tell you what this calculation does. So this is a color condition. Color. So put this in the color. Okay. So whichever has more than $250,000, so that is good. We need to color it as green. So you need to use green, red, orange in particular places. Like you need to have reason to use green, red. So bad and moderate should be orange. Let's say in some cases we color it normally. Let's say pie chart you see here, right? So if you are using red color, that means you're saying that it's wrong somewhere. So you use it properly in case of requirements only. So if you want to color it normally, don't use red, green, orange colors. To show or to represent something good or something bad, then only use it. Otherwise, don't use green, red, orange colors. So in this case, I want to tell my users that whichever is having 250,000, more than 250,000 sales, that means which is performing good. And whichever is in between $100,000 and $250,000, that means it's performing moderately. And whichever is between, I mean, start from zero and till $100,000, that means it's badly performing. So this is the basic condition that I have written. So in this way, we can color different, I mean, we can make use of this green, red, and orange colors. So, and I have also provided on steps to create magnitude chart. So these are the steps. How to create a bar chart. So keep any dimension and keep any KPI or measure in the rows. With that, you can simply create. And in this case, if you see, segment is colored, each and every bar is colored in a different way, but they are not using any red, green, or orange. They are not saying something is good or bad. They just want to show consumer, corporate, home, office. There are some different products or categories or segments, something like that. If you want to show it in a different color, then don't use green, red, or orange colors. If you want to show only like whether it is good or bad, then only you start using of those colors. So that's about this session. So any questions or any clarification that you have that you want to have from the previous sessions? Yeah, Hemant. Yeah, Himanshu. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. So this is the second session only. So I will share you the first session videos. Yeah, yeah. If required, whoever the beginners who are joining, I will take a separate session for them as well. I'll tell you whenever it is. Okay. I will share you one video, and that video you'll get to know like how to get the key and all. I'll Yeah, no problem. Yeah, yeah, Ravi. Yeah, so I will tell you about this green pill and uh, blue pill. So there is I mean, there is a session separately. There is a session for that. I will explain you why is it green and why is it blue, and what is continuous and what is discrete. So there is a separate session. We will discuss on that. Mhm. Change over? No, they are not same. No, yes, we can show. In bar chart we can show, but it won't look good. So as per the stand, let's say I will show you. So if I take order date, sales. So by default, you will see a line chart. So whenever you have date, that means you should take trend. So it should follow the trend. So by it's a standard basically in reporting, not only in Tableau, in any reporting tool. If you have date and if you have some measures, it is preferable to create a trend chart, line chart, or change over time. And you can make bar chart also with this, but which doesn't, I mean, as per the standards, it won't look good. So you have to have it in a line chart only. Yeah. So if you want to use bar chart, you can use it for any categories or subcategories. Yeah. Oh. So here you can't use line charts. Why? Because you don't have any dimension, date dimension. So categories or subcategories or regions, for that you will use bar chart specifically. So that's a reporting standard. Date and measure, you create a line chart or trend chart. And that's a reporting standard. Okay, so have you guys have installed all this Tableau installation and everything? So, okay, Suganya, you? Oh, okay. So if you have any ID and if you are facing an issue, like uh, combining other student also, we can have one session and we can figure it out. Sumant, you can also, I will share you one video, and with that you can download Tableau desktop and install Tableau desktop, and there is a process on how to activate your license. Okay, sure, no problem. Okay, so that's about today's session. So whoever has installed Tableau, so try to complete these exercises. Like there are three charts that you can create. One is bar chart, other one is correlation chart, and this line chart. So steps are also available, like how to do this line chart and how to do this bar chart and all. So all the steps are available. So try to complete this three different charts. And in the next session, I will also tell you how to publish to the Tableau public. Yeah, that's about this session. Thank you all for joining. Thank you.